Good evening, YouTubers, and welcome back to our Reads by the Fire Pit sessions of the Life Recovery Bible, all the way from Anoka, Minnesota. And we are continuing on 1 Chronicles chapter 4. Let's see. Yeah. Wow, that's great. Thank you. Keep changing the light. Chapter 4. All the descendants of Judah. I don't know where it looks better, like on the phone, the image on the phone, or the real life image, because they both look different. I can see blue in the flame, in the center flames, but I don't see it in the phone. And that's okay. It's amazing. Okay, chapter 4, the other descendants of Judah. The descendants of Judah were Perez, Hezron, Carmi, Hur, and Shobal. Shobal's sons, Reaiah, was the father of Jahath. Jahath was the father of Ahumai. And Lahad. These were the families of the Sorathites. The descendants of Etam were Jezreel, Ishma, Idbash, their sister Hazelleponi, Penuel, the father of Gedor, and Ezer, the father of Hushah. These were the descendants of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, the ancestors of Bethlehem. Ashur, the father of Tekoa, had two wives named Helah and Naarah. Naarah gave birth to Ahuzam, Hefer, Temeni, and Haashtari. Helah gave birth to Sereth, Ishhar, Ethnan, and Kos, who became the ancestor of Anub. Sobeba, and all the families of Arahel, son of Harum. There was a man named Jabez. Better. Wow. Where was I? There was a man named Jabez who was more honorable than any of his brothers. His mother named him Jabez, because his birth had been so painful. He was the one who prayed to the God of Israel, "Oh, that you would bless me and expand my territory. Please be with me in all that I do and keep me from all trouble and pain." And God granted him his request. It's alive. Oh, he was the one who prayed to the God of Israel. all that you will bless me and expand my territory. Please be with me in all that I do and keep me from all trouble and pain. And God granted him his request. Kelub, the brother of Shuha, was the father of Mehir. Mehir was the father of Eshton. Eshton was the father of Beth Rapha, Pasea, and Tehinah. Tehinah was the father of Ir-Nahash. These were the descendants of Rekha. The sons of Kenaz were Othniel and Saraiah. Othniel's sons were Hathath and Meonothai. Meonothai was the father of Ophrah. Seraiah was the father of Joab, the founder of the Valley of Craftsmen, so called because they were craftsmen. The son of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, were Iru, Elah, and Naam. The son of Elah was Kenaz. The son of Jehalelel were Siph, Siphah, Tiria, and Azarel. The son of Ezra were Jether, Mered, Epher, and Jalon. One of Mered's wives became the mother of Miriam, Shammai, and Ishbah, the father of Eshtemoa. He married a woman from Judah who became the mother of Jered, the father of Gedor, Heber, the father of Soko, and Sekuthiel, the father of Sanoah. Mered also married Bithia, the daughter of Pharaoh, and she bore him children. Hodiah's wife was the sister of Naham. One of her sons was the father of Kayala, the Garmite, and another was the father of Eshtemoa, the Maacathite. The sons of Shimon were Amnon, Rina, Ben-Hanan, and Tilon. The descendants of Ishi were Soheth and Ben-Soheth. Descendants of Judah's son Shelah. Shelah was the son of Judah's. Shelah was one of Judah's sons. The descendants of Shelah were the father of Lekah, Laadah, the father of Mareshah, the families of linen workers at Beth Ashbia, Hokim, the men of Koziba, and Hoash, and Saraph, who ruled over Moab, and Yashubi Lehem. These names all come from ancient records. They were the pottery makers who lived in Netaim and Gederah. They lived there and worked for the king. Descendants of Simeon. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel, Jamin, Harib, Sohar, and Shaul. The descendants of Shaul were Shalom, Mibsam, and Mishma. The descendants of Mishma were Hamuel, Zakur, and Shimei. Shimei had 16 sons and 6 daughters, but none of his brothers had large families, so Simeon's tribe never grew as large as the tribe of Judah. They lived in Beersheba, Moladah, Hazar Shual, Bilhah, Ezem, Tolad, Bethuel, Hormah, Siklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susim, Beth Biri, and Sha'araim. These towns were under their control until the time of King David. Their descendants also live in Etam, Ain, Rimon, Token, and Ashan, 5 towns and their surrounding villages as far as Baalath. This was their territory, and these names are listed in their genealogical records. Other descendants of Simeon included Meshobab, Jamlech, Yosha, son of Amasiah, Joel, Jehu, son of Joshibiah, son of Seraiah, son of Asiel, Elionai, Jahakobah, Jeshohaiah, Asaiah, Adiel, Jesimiel, Benaiah, and Sisa, son of Sivni, son of Alon, son of Jeradiah, son of Shimri, son of Jemaiah. These were the names of some of the leaders of Simeon's wealthy clans. Their families grew, and they traveled to the region of Gerar, in the east part of the valley, seeking pasture land for their flocks. They found lush pasture there, and the land was spacious, quiet, and peaceful. Some of Ham's descendants had been living in that region, but during the reign of King Hezekiah of Judah, these leaders of Simeon invaded the region and completely destroyed the homes of the descendants of Ham and of the Meunites. No trace of them remains today. They killed everyone who lived there and took the land for themselves because they wanted its good pasture land for their flocks. 500 of these invaders from the tribe of Simeon went to Mount Seir, led by Pelatiah, Neriah, Rephaiah, and Uzziel, all sons of Ishi. They destroyed the few Amalekites who had survived, and they have lived there ever since. Chapter 5. Descendants of Reuben. The oldest son of Israel was Reuben, but since he dishonored his father by sleeping with one of his father's concubines, his birthright was given to the son of his brother Joseph. For this reason, Reuben is not listed in the genealogical records as the firstborn son. The descendants of Judah became the most powerful tribe and provided a ruler for the nation, but the birthright belonged to Joseph. The sons of Reuben, the oldest son of Israel, were Hanoch, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The descendants of Joel were Jemaiah, Gog, Shimei, Micah, Reaiah, Baal, and Bera. Bera was the leader of the Reubenites when they were taken into captivity by King Tiglath-Pileser of Assyria. Bera's relatives are listed in their genealogical records by the clans. For this reason, Reuben is not listed in the genealogical records as the firstborn son. The descendants of Judah became the most powerful tribe and provided a ruler for the nation. But the birthright belonged to Joseph. The son of Reuben, the oldest son of Israel, were Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The descendants of Joel were Shemaiah, Gog, Shammai, Micah, Reaiah, Baal, and Birah. Birah was the leader of the Reubenites when they were taken into captivity by King Tiglath-Pileser of Assyria. I just read that twice. Birah's relatives are listed in their genealogical records by their clans. Jeiel, the leader, Zechariah, and Bela, son of Asaz, son of Shema, son of Joel. The Reubenites lived in the area that stretches from Aroer to Nebo and Baal-Meon. And since they had so many livestock in the land of Gilead, they spread east toward the edge of the desert that stretches to the Euphrates River. During the reign of Saul, the Reubenites defeated the Hagrites in battle. Then they moved into the Hagrite settlements all along the eastern edge of Gilead. Descendants of Gad. Next to the Reubenites, the descendants of Gad lived in the land of Bashan as far east as Salakah. Joel was the leader in the land of Bashan, and Shaphan was second in command, followed by Janai and Shaphat. Their relatives, the leaders of 7 other clans, were Michael, Meshulam, Shiva, Jorai, Jachan, Zaya, and Eber. These were all descendants of Abihail, son of Huri, son of Sharoah, son of Gilead, son of Michael, son of Jeshishai, son of Jahdo, son of Buz. Ahi, son of Abdiel, son of Guni, was the leader of their clan. Is it okay? Let's mess with it. Can you believe this is me here? Me, myself, I, and the Holy Spirit. Where was I? Descendants of God. I have to read that again. Next to the Reubenites, the descendants of Gad lived in the land of Bashan as far east as Salekah. Joel was the leader in the land of Bashan, and Shapham was second in command, followed by Hanai, and Shaphat. Their relatives, the leaders of 7 other clans, were Michael, Meshulam, Shiva, Jorai, Jachan, Zaya, and Eber. These were all the descendants of Abigail, son of Huri, son of Jaroah, son of Gilead, son of Michael, son of Jeshishai, son of Jado, son of Buz. Ahi, son of Abdiel, son of Guni, was the leader of the clans. I read that twice. Again. The Gadites lived in the land of Gilead, in Bashan and its villages, and throughout all the Persian lands of Sharon. All of these were listed in the genealogical records during the days of King Jotham of Judah and King Jeroboam of Israel. The tribe east of the Jordan. There were 44,760 capable warriors in the armies of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. They were all skilled in combat and armed with shields, swords, and bows. They waged war against the Hagrites, the Jeturites, the Naphishites, and the Nodabites. They cried out to God during the battle, and he answered their prayers because they trusted him. They trusted in him. So the Hagrites and all of their allies were defeated. The plunder taken from the Hagrites included 50,000 camels, 250,000 sheep and goats, 2,000 donkeys, and 100,000 captives. Many of the Hagrites were killed in the battle because God was fighting against them. The people of Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh lived in their land until they were taken into exile. The half-tribe of Manasseh was very large and spread through the land from Bashan to Baal Hermon, Senir, and Man Hermon. These were the leaders of their clans: Epher, Ishi, Eliel, Asriel, Jeremiah, Hodaviah, and Jadiel. These men had a great reputation and mighty warriors and leaders of their clan. But these tribes were unfaithful to the God of their ancestors. They worshipped the gods of the nations that God had destroyed. So the God of Israel caused King Pul of Assyria, also known as Tiglath-Pileser, to invade the land and take away the people of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh as captives. The Assyrians exiled them to Halal, Harbor, Hara, and the Gozan River, where they remain to this day. Chapter 6. The priestly line. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The descendants of Kohath included Amram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram were Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. The sons of Aaron were Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar was the father of Phinehas. The priestly line. The son of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The descendants of Kohath included Amram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram were Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. The sons of Aaron were Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar was the father of Phinehas. Phinehas was the father of Abishua. Abishua was the father of Buki. Buki was the father of Uzi. Uzi was the father of Seraiah. Seraiah was the father of Meraioth. Meraioth was the father of Amariah. Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Sadok. Sadok was the father of Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Johanan. Johanan was the father of Azariah. The high priest at the temple built by Solomon in Jerusalem. Azariah was the father of Amariah. Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Sadok. Sadok was the father of Shallum. Shallum was the father of Hilkiah. Hilkiah was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Seraiah. Seraiah was the father of Jehozadak. who went into exile when the Lord sent the people of Judah and Jerusalem into captivity under Nebuchadnezzar. The Levite clans. I've been forgetting about the footnotes. So this is chapter 6. So I'm going to do footnotes from chapter 1 because for some reason I thought there was no footnotes because it was just... Okay. Footnotes. As the father of the human race, Adam is the head of our family, so to speak. The account of his life in Eden's perfect environment is given in Genesis 2 and 3. We often are prone to blame our environment or family background for the mistakes we make. Adam was no different. Although he couldn't very well use his family background as an excuse for his sin, he did try to pin the blame on Eve, and even on God for creating Eve. Blaming our environment or circumstances for the sins we commit will never lead to recovery. Each of us must accept responsibility for our past mistakes and take steps to correct them. Adam, Seth, Enoch, notice that neither Cain nor Abel follows Adam in the genealogy of Israel. Genesis 4 records how Cain committed the first murder by killing his brother Abel. One of the consequences of Adam's and Eve's first sin was their dysfunctional family. It is encouraging, however, that despite Cain's and Abel's failure to leave descendants in Israel's ancestry, God provided Adam's broken family with a new start. He gave them another son named Seth. Okay. Alright, I think I did something. For more footnotes, for most of us, these verses contain a boring list of people in David's ancestry. The family line of the promised Messiah. Among these, however, are hidden stories of God's grace. The Messiah's line comes through an illegitimate union between Judah and Tamar. The line passes through Salmon, who fathered Boaz, through Rahab, a former Canaanite prostitute from Jericho. And Boaz who fathered Boaz through Rahab, a former Canaanite prostitute from Jericho. And Boaz bore Obed through Ruth, a Moabite woman. God uses numerous people, some less than ideal or even unsavory, to bring the Messiah into the world. God can also use us significantly, no matter how terrible our past experiences or circumstances may be. Amen. God rewards faith. This entire section is devoted to the family of Caleb, one of the 12 spies Moses sent into Canaan. Caleb, along with Joshua, brought back a positive report based entirely upon his faith in God's provision. Caleb refused to be discouraged by difficult obstacles, believing that God could overcome anything he might face. We need not be stopped by the difficult circumstances we face in the recovery process. Like Caleb, we should remember that God is able to overcome anything we might face. God is the source of true victory. Indeed. This chapter is entirely devoted to the family of David. As such, it is the most important of the genealogies. The line of the promised Messiah, many of these names are cited in the New Testament genealogies of Jesus in the books of Matthew and Luke. Just as the entire Old Testament looks forward to the Messiah, Jesus, we also must look to him if we hope to experience meaningful recovery. Jabez is another example of faith. In the midst of his difficulties and in spite of his name, meaning distress or pain, Jabez looked to God for the solution to his problems. He prayed that God would keep him from fulfilling the meaning of his name. This is a worthwhile prayer. People in recovery must be grateful not to cause pain to others. Instead, they should try to be a blessing to them. After plowing through all these names, people usually wonder, why are these lists in the Bible? Why are these lists in the Bible? Each of these names represent an individual and in some cases a family. It is obvious from this that God values individuals and uses them to go to work his plan. Most of these people never made a significant impact on history. Some of them were far from ideal. We don't have to look far to realize that God cares for us, no matter who we are or what we've done. This should be a comforting message for us as we seek to rebuild our lives. I'm going to change that a little bit. I'll be back. Okay, that's better. A little better. Where were we? Oh.